year and to say to him that wish his government all the very best, and to be able to also brief him about recent happenings in Lagos and some state of affairs, especially around COVID-19, the second wave that we're witnessing in Lagos in particular being the epicenter, our efforts, some of our challenges, and how we believe that we can further collaborate, with the federal government, NCDC, and all of the great works we're all doing. I think as the Commander-in-Chief, it's important for me to give him a head start, And other matters were around some collaborative efforts that the state can enjoy with the federal government. It's collaborative. There are win-win opportunities that we see with the federal government. I brought some of those economic opportunities to his notice, and what we're doing and how we believe that federal government can help accelerate and fast-track some of those opportunities. Because, like you all know, Lagos is the commercial nerve center of the country, and so we need to, very early in the year, start up on economic programs and in activities that can improve not only our foreign direct investment, but also make Lagos, an investor destination in the country. So there are a few things that are brought to his notice, a few projects that are brought to his notice, and how we can collaborate, with the federal government, and also a few future projects that we're praying that he comes around, and help us commissioning, And so those were some of the things, and really to brief him about the security situation in Lagos, and how we can still further enhance and make the place a lot more business friendly. All the support we're currently receiving, and how we can tweak and improve on all of those supports, especially with some federal government agencies. It was really around a walking tour, a walking trip with Mr. President, and so it was a briefing, and it was an opportunity for me to brief him, to share some of the things we're doing, and for him to set some specific ideas around how we can take some of those initiatives forward. But specifically the ones that I think will touch all of us is also COVID. No, it's not anything out of place. So it's very typical that you will see a slight heightening, especially around all of the health issues we had in December because of COVID. The state is peaceful, it's okay. We've had some infrastructural issues. We've not been able to bring up all of our police stations that were unfortunately destroyed, in October last year. So some of those things were also some of the things I brought up, So we are trying to see how we can very quickly make available all of the requirements, of a police, Nigerian police force, Lagos State Police Command, and now they can, be a lot more responsible to their response. But it's not anything out of place. It's something that we're controlling and we're managing very well, and working with our security trust fund, and the Lagos State Police Command. Everything is under control. Okay, thank you. On COVID, it's actually a very serious case. We've all said it, we're the second wave, and incidentally, the second wave seemed to be a lot more infectious than the first one. In the rate of infection and the number of people, that we've seen, we still remain the epicenter. And so what we've done is we never stop building capacity. So two things that we're doing now is communication, and we're taking it to the grassroots to let people know that they need to take full responsibility and know that even for their loved ones, they need to be real with themselves and know that COVID is real, is with us, and it's not something that is playing in their head. We've seen, unfortunately, the amount of fatality, around the country, even in Lagos. And so one of the things that we've realized that a lot more people require, oxygen, attention. They need breathing, additional oxygen breathing. So we have started building what we call oxygen tent, oxygen facilities. We're building about 10 of such facilities. I think we've commissioned about 4 or 5, of them. And we're also building proper oxygen plants, additional 2 oxygen plants in the state, so that we can meet, the respiratory requirements. We understand the virus more than where we are 10 months ago or 8 months ago. So we know what the treatment should be, and so we're better positioned for that. And we're also doing a lot more testing in Lagos than what we're doing 5-6 months ago. We're doing almost 3,000, 2,500 tests, every day, and so we are watching that with the rate of positivity that we have, which is also high. It has moved from the usual 10-12%, and we're seeing positive rates of about 25, sometimes 30%. So that is actually very disturbing. And so we're positioning ourselves to be able to continue to make it, efficient for our citizens. Yes, they'll get it, but once they come in, once our medications with, sometimes it could be home care, you will get well, at the end of it. But the ones that are severe, because the way we've categorized is mild, moderate, and severe. Some serious, mild, and severe cases, that will need additional care is to come to our facility and be able to get that care. And these are some of the things we're doing, and we have the facilities ready, for them. But I think the major thing is for our citizens to take responsibility and to know and appreciate that COVID is real, and people just need to do all of the protocols that have been set out for them to obey. People need to obey those protocols. And the collaboration, they're still work in progress. So we don't want to get them out of space yet. And still there are deals in pipeline, but there are things that will fission out very, very soon. Thank you. Well, it's also some of the things that I discussed with Mr. President. It's a work in progress, right? To take something down could take 1 day. To rebuild could take 10 years. So it's a journey, not a destination, and so it's going to take a while. We are carefully taking, we're not taking our time to get it right, but we're carefully taking out, a proper study to know what we need to do. But we've started something. Businesses that were affected, small businesses that were affected, if somebody, having a shop looted or burned or something, we've been able to directly begin to support such businesses, especially on the micro, small level, using the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, right? They have started intervening and supporting some of those small businesses, giving them grants, giving them soft loans, and making sure that they can come back together very, very quickly. The bigger, larger items around infrastructure, around transportation, they will take a fairly longer time. We're talking about a period that is still under 3 months. So it's still a working document that we're doing, right? And we also need to be very creative with how we raise the finance. It's also not, we didn't have money anywhere. It was towards the end of a financial year. We're just starting another year. So it's to be able to make budgetary provisions for these things and be able to raise required funding, both support from the private sector and also, from the public sector before we can begin to reconstruct some of those huge infrastructure. But we have them on our beat. We have them all focused out, and we'll be tackling it. But the low hanging, like I said, are the small businesses that we've started supporting, so that people can get back to life very, very quickly. Thank you. Oh no, Mr. President took notes. He took very detailed notes. I was actually very, very, very happy. He took very detailed note and has given me assurances that some of the points I've put up with him, I will be seeing some call-up or some follow-up, either through the Chief of Staff or through some of the agencies of the federal government. So it was a very, very useful meeting. Thank you.
Okay.